Hey guys, how's it going? I would like to start off this video by saying thank you for helping me reach 1,000 subscribers. Wow, I started YouTube back in March of 2016, so it hasn't even been like half a year yet, and I've already reached 1,000 subscribers. This is crazy, guys. Thank you so much for the journey that you guys have taken me on. It's been really awesome. I've loved putting out this cool fragrance content, and thanks to all my loyal supporters and subscribers that have been with me along the way. It's been such an experience, and I'm hoping to grow my channel even more and meet new friends. It's been such a crazy experience, and I'm just going to celebrate this 1,000 subscriber mile mark. I know I'm just starting off, but hopefully I can reach 1,000 more to get up to 2,000. That would be huge. But as of right now, guys, I did put out a video saying my 1,000 subscriber question and answer video where I asked you guys if you had any burning questions on your mind that you would like to ask me, and I would do my best to answer them. The questions are in, my answers have been in, so hopefully this will be a fun video, and I'm going to answer all the questions that I have received thus far. So sit back, relax, and hopefully this will be fun for you guys. Alright, so the first question is, what equipment do I use to film my videos on a budget and looking to start up YouTube? So I just use my phone. Honestly, I know some people use really nice expensive cameras. I honestly don't have the money to spend on those cameras, and I think that cell phones do just fine. I used to have an LG, just kind of a basic LG phone, and I used the camera on that for a long time. It does just fine, and right now I have a Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge, and the camera on it is absolutely wonderful. But dude, all you need is just a camera. It could be a phone, could be just a really inexpensive Nikon camera. We don't need anything super crazy. Just a phone camera will do just fine. I think it's more about content personally than it is about the quality of the viewing, but I think content is king, so that's will be my answer to that question. Alright, next question, what was the first cologne that I've ever purchased / my favorite cologne? So the first one I ever purchased was Mont Blanc Legend. I had smelled it in, I think, a magazine. You know how they have like little scent strips in the magazine? I smelled it, I really liked it. This was actually May 2015, I think, and I really wanted to buy my first cologne, so that's the one that I bought, and I liked it a lot. I pretty much wore it all last summer. As far as my favorite cologne, that one's really tough. You know, I own over like 60 fragrances at least, and it's really hard just to choose my favorite one, but I would have to go with Azzaro Chrome as my favorite fragrance. I know it's definitely a controversial one. Either you love it or you hate it. I absolutely love it. It's the fragrance that got me into the fragrance game. I love that metallic note that it has. It's very masculine, but at the same time fresh, and I just love it. It gets me compliments, has great performance, and that would have to be my favorite cologne as of right now. Alright, next question. Who is your favorite fragrance reviewer, if you have any? Wow. When I first started up YouTube, definitely Drakdoc was the one that I watched a lot. He's really like his reviews. They're very informative and straight to the point. I do like Jeremy Fragrance's reviews. He gets great ladies' opinions, and I think he puts out some really great content. He's kind of the spearhead of the fragrance community right now. I also do watch a lot of Fragboy Stewie, Fragrance Bros, pretty much any reviewer you can name it. Gentleman's Journey with Chad, Cascade Scents. You know, I just watched all these great fragrance reviewers. Redolescence too. I mean, I watch them all. So I don't really have one favorite, but I do enjoy pretty much every fragrance reviewer on YouTube, and that's where I personally got my inspiration and my start from. Next question, have I smelled Lidge, which is L'Instant de Guerlain or Extreme? And if so, what do I think? I actually have not smelled that one yet. I believe I smelled the original, not the extreme version, and it wasn't really my thing. You know, it's that citrusy with that cocoa. I know it's been reformulated, and there's been a lot of kind of angst about that, but I've not smelled that. I'm going to try and get my nose on it. It sounds really intriguing with the star anise that it has and that cocoa vibe with the mix with the citruses. So I'd really like to get my nose on that one, but I've not tried it yet. Alright, next question, what are some of my hobbies and what types of music do I like to listen to? My hobbies, I'm definitely a big golfer. I have had a great year for golf this season, especially this summer, and that's pretty much what I do in my off time when I'm not doing fragrance videos or studying for school and stuff like that. So I'm definitely a big time golfer. I eat, sleep, and breathe golf. Those are my three things. Also, what kind of music do I listen to? I listen to everything. I'm not a big fan of country, but I like pop, I like some hip hop, I like Drake. Probably my favorite band would be Arctic Monkeys. I always love some good alternative music, so I'm generally down to listen to whatever music is on. Alright, this next one was in Spanish, so I had to translate it into English, and it says, in your opinion, what are the top 5 designer fragrances on the market today? That's a really tough one. My top 5 favorite or the top 5 best selling that I think are the best modern designer scents. Right now, Dior Sauvage is killing it, I think. Bleu de Chanel is also really, really, really good. Invictus is also a really good designer scent. I know a lot of people don't like it, but it gets a lot of compliments. I think Acqua di Gio Profumo is a really, really good scent. I'm going to have a review of that one coming up towards the beginning of September. So that's a really great improvement on the already very successful Acqua di Gio. And the last one might surprise a lot of you guys. It is the brand new Versace Dylan Blue. That one I've been testing it, and I'm going to have a review of it coming out very, very shortly, guys, so you want to get that one. I think it's a very, very good fragrance. I'll be talking more of that in my review, but those are the 5 I think that are the best on the market right now. Alright, next question is, what do I think my best video is? That's a tough one. I do think I did a good job, I hope, on the top 20 best summer fragrances. I did that right before I left for vacation. I really, really liked that video. I was actually right down here at the river when I was filming it, and I put a lot of time and effort into editing that one, and I think that was a really, really good one. Also, another good one, I just dropped it about less than a week ago. It was called Scent Your City. It was a Coach Rob 619 tag, and I did my hometown city of Cleveland when I was up there for vacation last week, and I just did a really cool thing. I took a tour of the city and just kind of explained what fragrance the city smelled like, in my opinion, and I thought that was a really cool video, and I had a really fun time doing that, just taking a tour of the city. So those would be my 2 favorite videos I've done so far. Our next question, if I could only have one fragrance to take with me for the rest of my life, what would it be? I knew this one was going to come up. It's such a hard question. This is the $1 million question for any fragrance reviewer, because obviously, or fragrance collector, we have so many fragrances, it's hard just to choose one for the rest of my life. If I had to throw away everything else, I don't know if I could do it, but if I had to, this fragrance I'm about to mention is not my favorite. My favorite is Azzaro Chrome. But this one I think matches my personality the best. It gets me pretty good performance. It's extremely versatile. I can wear it all year round. It gets me a lot of compliments. And I just overall think it's the best fit for me if I could only have one. And that would be L'Homme by Yves Saint Laurent. L'Homme, I think, is an incredibly versatile scent. I love the way it smells. It gets me so many compliments, guys. It's a very approachable, easygoing type of a smell. Just really, really good. It has great projection off my skin. I get pretty good performance with it, which a lot of people don't. So that's another plus. And I think it'd just be, if I could have one fragrance, it's versatile, guys. I can wear it to any occasion. I can dress it up, dress it down, wear it casual, can wear it any season of the year, and it'll be just fine. So that would be my definite fragrance that I would choose for the rest of my life. The second closest one would be Bleu de Chanel, but Bleu de Chanel is very masculine, and I think I fit the more metrosexual vibe of the L'Homme that L'Homme kind of puts out. So that's what I would choose. All right, next question. When did I become interested in fragrances? Well, I have a story behind that. I was going to do a fragrance origin stories, but it just never happened. But basically, I remember I was in the mall, I think just over a year ago, and I think the sales associate hooked me up with like 6 or 7 samples of the popular designer fragrances, and I started smelling all those, and I said, wow, these smell so good. I never knew that there was such different types of scents, and that's what got me onto YouTube. I watched all kinds of videos, and that kind of spurred it from there. I watched a bunch of YouTube videos, and then started collecting small fragrances, and then eventually got to where it was, and then I stopped collecting and now started reviewing. So that's how I started into it, that one fateful day with all those fragrances that I sampled. Alright, do I have a list of worst fragrances? I don't really have a list necessarily. I have a couple that I just don't really care for much. That would include the new Mr. Burberry that has a really sharp kind of woody cypress note that just kind of throws off my nose. I don't like that one too much. Dolce & Gabbana Intenso, not a fan of that. It's like that chocolatey green black. It just smells really bad to me. So those are the 2 off the top of my head that I don't really care for much at all. All right, next question. What are the plans for my fragrance channel, Tripleinc? So the plans, like I said, I've just reached 1,000 subscribers, which is a pretty big pinnacle. I'm hoping to maybe reach 2,000 by the middle of fall, maybe. I really want to kind of spread my wings, do more collaborations, definitely. I want to increase the quality of my videos. You know, I want to get a cool intro, a cool outro. I'm definitely want to get some ladies' opinions coming up here pretty soon, and just kind of spread my channel and spread my knowledge. So that's definitely my goal with my channel upcoming. Our next question, what is my opinion on Armaf Club de Nuit Intense? So I own Insurrection Pure 2, and I own just a impression of Creed Aventus, so I generally know what it smells like. I was seriously debating about 2 weeks ago picking up a bottle. I know it's pretty inexpensive, and I've heard it's killer strong. It has that lemon in the opening, but I have not smelled it yet. I'm thinking about getting one off of Amazon, but I'm very interested to try it out because I've heard that the dry down after like 20 minutes smells exactly like Aventus, which I think is really cool. But I've heard that the opening with that rubbery sort of a note in there can be kind of cloying, so I'm a little iffy about it, but I might pick it up as a... Alright guys, and this last question I thought was a very interesting one. Basically, in the question, he was asking if, as far as compliments go, do you get more compliments, and do you think that compliments are derived from the fragrance and how your nose perceives it mixing with your skin chemistry, or do you think that there are just some colognes out there that just get more compliments than others? and I think it's probably the latter. You know, I have gotten some really good recommendations from other fragrance reviewers and fragrances that I picked up that, you know, have been claimed to be huge lady killers and compliment getters, and I put them on my skin and have gotten compliments with them. So, you know, I think that there are just some fragrances that just have a better DNA for compliments, you know, such as Chanel Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme. I picked that one up purely off of hype that it was such a big compliment getter, and guess what, guys? It's one of my best compliment getters, you know? And like same thing with CH Man, La Nuit de l'Homme, you know, they're definitely big compliment getters, and I think they must work on everybody, I guess. But you know what, I do get the point that your skin chemistry and your nose is tailored to basically your skin chemistry, right? And how a fragrance reacts with it definitely is more suited to how your nose is going to perceive it. It's kind of a really cool concept. I never really thought about it before, so that's a really cool question, and kind of made me think of the way my, you know, how my brain receives compliments and how I think I'm smelling versus how other people smell me. So, you know, maybe my skin chemistry could be tainting my own nose's perception of how good the cologne is, where other people could hate it off my skin. So, really cool question, and made me definitely think about it. So, yeah, thanks for asking it, and that's my answer. So guys, thanks for this really cool journey and sticking through me to the end of this video. It's been a pretty crazy ride, up to 1,000 subscribers now. It's had a great time, and I'm really looking forward to growing my channel. Hope you guys found my questions entertaining. I tried to answer all of them that I could. So thanks for watching this, guys. See you later. Always like, comment, subscribe, and see you next time with another video. Peace out.